everyone, and welcome back to the show. Freak here with Chauster from Counterlogic Gaming, coming off of the first win of Super Week. So you guys are making the third place playoff run. Looked good for you guys so far. Are you going to continue this run through the Super Week?
Definitely. We came into Super Week thinking we can go definitely 4-1 or 5-0.
So what was your preparation like? You guys had a week off last weekend. What's preparing for Super Week been like for you guys?
We're just trying to play like certain team comps, like grind out a few, get really comfortable on them, and just be able to execute well. Like a lot of our early problems there in the season, like we're just really inconsistent and we constantly make mistakes. And if we can just try and like focus on those a little more, maybe we can become a stronger team consistently.
So you're practicing more to like get CLG a better team than practicing for Super Week or for playoffs?
I think our practice has always been just to become a better team overall, because we're not like Super Week. We didn't have to do like 5-0 or die. You know, it's not like we're gonna get kicked out of playoffs. But at the same time, we just always want to get better, and we didn't put any like specific deadlines or anything special for this week.
Okay, so then talk to me about this match you came into, because you said you didn't really prepare specifically for each match, but kind of surprisingly you didn't ban Riven away, and also Shifter brought out a new champion with Ziggs. Tell me if any of those surprised you.
Personally, I know a lot of teams put a lot of emphasis into banning Riven, but I think whenever Zion wins with Riven, it's not. I mean, he's a good Riven player, but their team comes together, Riven just takes advantage of the enemy mistakes, and also people are just really unfamiliar with the matchup. But right now with like the current OP top lanes, Riven kind of gets overshadowed, especially with Nian's champion pool, so I felt like even if they get Riven, like it's not a big deal. And also the Ziggs pick, I mean, we're not used to playing against it at all, so actually we had a lot of problems like ending the game because Ziggs turtles so well, but we weren't too surprised by the pick.
So then talk to me about how you sort of play that game out. Well, the commentators noticed that you guys had kind of a better late game team composition. Would you have actually characterized that as well for you guys?
I didn't think too much about the late game. I know we scaled okay. We scaled well, but the main thing is we just want to play on their vision. Because we have Nocturne, Ahri, and Thresh, we just wanted to be like, okay. And they had a siege comp, so we just really didn't want them to come into our base and take control of the game. We had to make sure that every time they grouped up, Zach was there, ready, and they just backed off. They scattered away. Good. Now we can control the game instead. But I think the best thing we did that game was not let them take control of the game.
So how do you actually approach that? When you come into the game, you know, okay, we can't let them take control. We've got to make sure we set all the paces. How do you get your team to do that? Like, how do you approach don't give them control?
Well, the biggest thing comes from we need at least one person understanding how not to give them control. And as long as that person is able to like dictate it, tell the team like, oh, we need to do this and that, and if the team listens, then it'll be okay. But luckily, like my team's been playing a lot this week against similar team comps, or just in the past, we have a lot of experience playing against them, so we pretty much know what to do.
Cool. So you guys made a lot of good calls in this game. I actually want to talk about how you guys perform out of the game as well. You've got a new coach in Monte Cristo. Tell me how he's sort of shaped CLG's sort of around game preparation, champion select, things like that.
If I were to say CLG's past like organization skills for like LCS games, tournaments, we're really just like, we just wing it. And when a sixth man comes along who you have to respect too, because he's your coach. Like I could be like the smartest person on the team, Link could be the smartest person on the team, and then when we say something, everyone's just like, nah, it's like, just brush it aside because we're teammates. And then, but when a sixth man comes around and says it, everyone just treats it differently. Like, oh, you're right, you know? Because they treat it as more objective, not biased, and Monty's really technical with his analysis, so we know a lot of these things. We actually know basically all the things Monty tells us, we already know. But we put zero emphasis on it. Like when our team comps make no sense, after the game we're like, oh man, our team comp really blew, but during champs like we're just like, oh yeah, that sounds all right. So it's just like our process was terrible, and Monty's just helping us fix our thought process.
Cool. So I'm glad that's gone a lot better for you guys. You're, of course, now in third place right here in the season, looking good to go into the playoffs. So tell me, how do you expect the rest of Super Week to go?
I have no idea how the rest of Super Week will go, but I think for CLG, we will be doing really well this week.
Cool. All right, so last question for you. Kind of talking about how CLG's progressed through the season, but also you as well coming back into the support role. How's that been sort of shaping up as sort of rekindling that flame?
I think originally thought I was going to play a lot. It would transition a lot easier into support role because I played it so much in the past. But apparently playing jungler for an entire season made me really think like I was a melee support jungler. So it's like, oh crap, I got to get in there, you know. That's like early in the season I would die so much on Thresh. I just always get into the thick of things. And I'm like, now I'm on the role of someone playing Soraka all the time, right? So I can't be doing those kind of things. So slowly, if I just played and grinded more games, I just slowly transitioned.
Cool. And it seems to have worked really, really well for you, so congrats on that, and congrats to your team as well. Thank you very much for the time, and of course, congrats to CLG for doing so well. But we've, of course, got 5 more games today, so to help set that up, let's send it back.